Hello everyone, Pixel Aptitude here. Thought I'd give you a quick update on the Turbo Monsters build with T-Rex and Abomination. So the first thing I want to address is that many people are struggling with keeping Abomination alive. So I'll just quickly go through the things you can do to make that much easier. The first thing you have to do is to get the Everlasting Poison node of Dreadshade. The second thing you want to do is that you want enough health leech. You have the River of Bones passive node, which gives a lot of crit health leech for our minions. But obviously you would need the crit chance to be adequate for it to actually trigger, right? Because Abomination needs to critically strike in order to leech the health. So what you need is the minion critical strike chance. You also need the critical strike chance per intelligence, and obviously you need to stack some intelligence for that to actually be a good thing. And then you want the node giving the base critical strike chance in the Abomination skill tree. And finally, you want at least some points into the Blades of the Forlorn node, because that increases the minion critical strike multiplier a lot, which will also increase the damage output and then also increase the health leech. And if you're still struggling with sustaining Abomination's health, you can spawn skeletons for it to absorb along the way, or even golems if you want that. What happens then is that the Abomination will actually absorb the different minions to gain health. I think that covers the basics of keeping Abomination alive, but I think the most important thing you should focus on is getting the crit damage to a good level. Now, I did do a different setup from the Theory Crafting build planner, because I discovered something that you can actually spec full points into the Summon Skeleton resummon chance of 40%. It will summon a new skeleton after 3 seconds after it dies. And you can also add that on top of the Immortal node of the Summon Skeleton. So I only have 3 points in this, so I have 70% chance in total. It could be up to 80%, which is a very high chance. So yeah, we can see how it turns out, because when we assemble Abomination, it will consume much more skeleton rogues because they are resummoned as we assemble the Abomination. So let's go ahead here and get our 9 skeleton rogues up and going. Get our golems. And yeah, if you see up here now, you should see that the number will decrease, but it will also go up as we assemble Abomination, because we have 70% chance to resummon them after 3 seconds. So let's try it out. You see, the total is just standing on 2 now, 3. So it consumes a lot more skeleton rogues. I didn't keep count of how many, but there were definitely more than 9. So what this basically does is that it gives us a lot more attack speed, because we get 8% attack speed for Abomination per skeleton consumed, right? And also a lot more movement speed, which is awesome. And Abomination also gains more damage per minion consumed, up to 20 minions. I don't think we reached the limit of 20, but at least I would assume it got at least 20 to 30% more multiplicative damage from just having those nodes active. So we can do a quick echo now. Let's do this one. All right, so we also buff our T-Rex with Dreadshade and Infernal Shade. The T-Rex will die sometimes, but then we just rebuff it, because Abomination kills everything before it can kill anything. And you see, Abomination is really fast and hits very hard. And you see, the health is dropping a little bit now. It does have a decent health leech. So what we want to do sometimes is that we summon a couple of golems. And you see, it gains the health back a lot. Not gonna do a shrine now. So I'm currently at level 68, doing level 66 monoliths. And I mean, Abomination is really overpowered for this level at the moment. And I'm not even attribute stacking at the moment. I haven't gotten that far. So you see most of the hits are crits. Let's go into a Mysterious Rift. And yeah, you see sometimes it also applies Plague on hits. So that's also a tip you can go for early on. Get these idols with minion chance to inflict Plague on hit, because that will spread a lot of poison to nearby enemies. And since Abomination is so overpowered and hits so hard, just gonna spawn some goldens for him to consume. Since Abomination hits so hard, the Plague spreading is actually doing a lot of damage. And you see it hits for like 250,000. And I'm on level 68. I mean, I'm not used to that high damage this early on. And it just feels great. So we'll do a Rift Beast in the end here, and we'll just look at the single target damage. You see there's a lot of damage going on there. And I'll show you my gear in the end of what gear setup I have at the moment, so stick around for that. You see the Rift Beast was like one shot. And we'll do the Primordial Fang. Good. Okay, let's look at the gear setup real quick. I mean, this is not OP gear at all. Got some minion damage, intelligence, health, some strength, health, movement speed. I mean, these rings are pretty good. This implicit increased minion damage is awful, 5%. I mean, you can get it up to 35%. But the minion critical strike multiplier is obviously doing a lot here. And here you can see we also have just the increased minion damage. Some good damage, but not a overpowered gear, I would say. Got this belt. It does the job. This one I actually bought from a vendor, a normal item, and I just crafted onto some stats there just to get the increased minion critical strike chance. This one is pretty nice. Got the +8 to all attributes and some high minion melee damage affix. The helmet, nothing to write home about. Some intelligence, health, war per second. And obviously you have this one. And I guess many of you have already started using this one. I think this is a very good amulet, at least for early levels. I'm not sure if it should replace the inheritance of the erased amulet, because we can get a lot of crit multiplier on that, which is applied at increased effectiveness to our minion wearing the buff. So I think we'll eventually substitute this one with that. But yeah, let's see when we get there. And then the Tyrant Skull. +3 to all minion skills. I was lucky with the roll of the minion levels. But as you can see, there's nothing major gear stuff going on here. So, and even now we have a lot of damage and clear speed, and I think the single target damage is just out of control as well. So I hope you enjoyed all of these quick tips. I'll continue to post updates as we go along, but these are kind of my findings at the moment, and I'm very happy about them. So please drop a comment below if you have any questions, or click the like button if you like the video. And remember to subscribe for more updates. See you around, guys.